Well, I was this close to crying, choking up. I choked up. I went like this. Eyes started to water just a little bit. Okay, choked up this close. Jeez, Pixar.
Johnny Talks Movies.
Toy Story 5. There are 5 movies in this franchise. And you know what? There is not a bad one in this franchise. There isn't. All right? The first 3, perfect trilogy, right? After that, you're like, don't ruin it, right? Don't do this, Pixar. They made a 4, and you're just sitting there going, this better not be bad. It wasn't, right? Let's be honest with ourselves. Toy Story 4 wasn't bad. There's not a bad movie in this franchise. Toy Story 5 is amazing. And as a whole, wow. I mean, woo! So Toy Story 5 is directed by Andrew Stanton, co-directed by Kenna Harris, right? And we also have Tom Hanks coming back as Woody, Buzz Lightyear, right? Tim Allen. Joanne Cusack comes back as Jessie, who actually is front and center in this movie. And Conan O'Brien's in this movie as a new character, Smarty Pants, which is just hilarious and fitting. And then Greta Lee, she plays the villain, sort of, Lily Pad. So this time around, Woody and his gang of friends are in Bonnie's room, and this time the story centers around Bonnie struggling to make friends, so her parents desperately go out and they buy her this lily pad, this iPad, right? So now the tech invades their home and the toys are pushed to the sideline because tech is for everything, right? Ooh, I mean, does Bonnie still want to play with the toys? That's kind of the theme with it, right? She just got zombified holding up this iPad and just sitting there doing everything on it. We've seen this happen. It's a real struggle with parents these days, I believe, fighting kids on screen time, right? Interesting. I like this angle and theme that this Toy Story took this time around. So Woody returns from his adventures with Bo Peep from Toy Story 4 when he left for a heartfelt reunion and partnership with Buzz. And while the group navigates themes of creativity and friendship and what it truly means to be a toy in a tech-saturated world, you know, expect a classic Pixar adventure. You know, clever toy-on-toy, toy-verse-tech action, emotional callbacks to the franchise history, and Randy Newman's signature score tying it all together. It was amazing. I loved it. I just wanted to share something a little personal with you guys. So look, my mom took me to the original Toy Story back in 1995. I saw the original Toy Story in theater and it just blew me away. Probably still one of the best animated films of all time. It certainly is still, I think the best Toy Story out of the franchise is the first one. But look, I went to movies a lot as a kid. One of the reasons why I'm starting this channel, I just love going to movies. I love talking about movies. Listen, you know, so my dad, my father, passed away in a car accident when I was 7 years old. So it was me and my mom. My siblings were older, much older, and had moved out. So it was me and my mom. And I would go to movies, you know, all the time with my friends, or my mom would take me to the movies. And that's what I did. I went to so many movies, and it was awesome to go to that many movies. So some of these franchises that I talk about on the channel, or these movies, I've seen the originals, you know, all the way in theater. You know, I saw the original Toy Story back in 1995. And yeah, I just want to share that with you. So this has some nostalgia to it. It has a little pull at my heart, you know, the franchise, just because of timing and place. So I just wanted to share that. This franchise has always changed with the times. Each installment has really evolved into what's kind of going on, and I love that about the Toy Story franchise, right? It evolved from the simple tales of friendship and imagination in the 1990s to deeper explorations of purpose, family, and growth. This installment feels like a natural next chapter, in my opinion. I do. I feel like this was Tech vs. Toys was the next thing that this Toy Story could have did. And, you know, when you blend the nostalgia with that commentary, you know, yeah, it's great. This animation is top tier. The animation is top tier and the characters add fresh energy. And, you know, this is a classic, you know, at heart, still very much alive. I think the Toy Story franchise is still very much alive. I do love the central theme of the movie about that. You know, is tech taking over? It's something that me and my wife talk about with our kids. You know, when do we decide to let our kids have phones? You know, how much screen time do they have? I think every parent struggles with this, or at least has the conversation, and they battle it with their kids because they seem to just want to always be on screens, and it's crazy. So you're always saying no, 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 too much screen time. Yeah, but you know, do kids still have room for real imagination these days? I think so. Toy Story 5 handles this with heart, humor, hope, and even showing that like new toys, like gadgets, you can make connections. You know, it left me thinking about my own family and like protective playtime. You know, and are they getting enough imagination at home? Which, you know, they are. You know, throw them outside, lock the door. No, just kidding. So this movie came out over Father's Day weekend and performed huge. As of making this recording right now, I mean, this did a franchise record for Toy Story. I think it made $160 million domestically. Woo! Beating out Toy Story 4, which I think was the holder prior to that. You know, and it's got a certified Rotten Tomato score at 94%, which is crazy to think about that that's the lowest one in the franchise. Crazy. That's how high, that's how good this franchise is. Check it out. Toy Story and Toy Story 2 have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Both of them do. Toy Story 3 has 98%. Toy Story 4, 97%. And now Toy Story 5, as of right now, this recording, 94% on Rotten Tomato. Wow. That's how crazy this franchise is. It's amazing. Look, for me, my ranking for the Toy Stories be, you know, from best to worst, I'd say Toy Story 1 is still my favorite. And then I'd say it's Toy Story 3. And then I would say probably Toy Story 5. And then 2. And then 4. But I don't think there's a bad one in the franchise, right? There isn't. Overall, this is a really well-made movie that pulls at your heartstrings. And I say you go out, this is a must-watch. Go out and watch this movie in the theater. Especially if you got young kids, you got to take them to this one. You know, it got me choked up. Alright guys, so that's my review for Toy Story 5. Hey, in the comments section, let me know which Toy Story movie hit you in the feels the most and why. Let me know in the comments section. And as always, if you like this channel, like and subscribe. And until next time...